Gymnastics is breathtaking, but sometimes one tiny mistake can be deadly. From foam pits to high bars, these horrifying gymnastics accidents reveal how dangerous perfection in sport can truly be. Julissa Gomez, Tokyo, 1988.
The night.
And here's where it gets chilling. May 5th, 1988, Tokyo's World Sports Fair was buzzing with excitement. The stands were packed, cameras flashing, everyone eager to see the next American star shine. Among them was 15-year-old Julissa Gomez, a gymnast with fire in her eyes, someone who looked destined for Olympic glory. She stepped onto the runway for a Yurchenko vault, a move that had already given her trouble in practice. But Julissa was fearless. Sprinting down the mat, her coach a few meters away, she launched herself toward the springboard. And then, disaster. Her right foot slipped. In the blink of an eye, the momentum vanished, and her head slammed into the hard wooden vaulting horse. The roar of the crowd turned into silence. Julissa lay there motionless. Emergency responders rushed in. She was conscious but paralyzed from the shoulders down. For a brief, heartbreaking moment, she could communicate by blinking. Tiny signs of life that her family clung to desperately. For 3 long years, her mother cared for her at home in Houston, hoping against hope. Tragically, Julissa passed away at 18, but her accident wasn't in vain. The gymnastics world took notice. Protective collars became mandatory, trained spotters were introduced, and gymnasts had to prove they were ready before attempting dangerous stunts. Julissa's legacy reshaped safety forever. Trevin Hope-Jocelyn, Norfolk, England, 2013. And just when you think safety is a given, March 12, 2013, was a typical afternoon at Taberham High School in Norfolk. Kids were laughing, rotating between gymnastics stations, the gym buzzing with energy. Among them was 12-year-old Trevin Hope-Jocelyn, bright, energetic, and full of love for gymnastics. She had already nailed a few vaults and, eager to squeeze in one more, sprinted toward the horse. But fate had other plans. Her right foot caught the edge, pitching her forward awkwardly. She landed face down, her neck hyperextending on impact. Teachers screamed, CPR was administered, and paramedics were called immediately. Trevin clung to life for 7 agonizing days, her family holding hope as doctors fought to save her. But the injury was too severe. On March 19th, the young gymnast passed away. A tragic reminder that even in school gyms, where it should be safe, one tiny misstep can end a life. Michelle Medellin, Townsville, Australia, 2009. Now let's take it halfway around the world. Townsville, Australia, June 18, 2009. 19-year-old Michelle Medellin had returned to gymnastics after a break, full of excitement and determination. That evening, she joined an adult trampoline session, preparing to execute a backward somersault with a twist. Everything seemed normal. She watched the demonstration, took her position, and jumped. But the crash mat had been removed, and the coach wasn't watching at that exact moment. Over-rotating, Michelle landed headfirst on bare concrete. The room went silent. Fellow gymnasts rushed to her aid, and she was rushed to Townsville Hospital, but she was declared brain dead shortly after arrival. The investigation was damning. Human negligence, missing mat, distracted coach. Gymnastics Townsville was fined $70,000. Nothing could undo the loss. But Michelle's tragedy exposed how preventable such accidents can be when safety is ignored. Severine Amaro Jala Abaka, Cameroon, 2021. And here's another story that hits hard. May 17, 2021, at Cameroon's National Training Facility in Yaoundé. 21-year-old Severine Amaro Jala Abaka, one of Cameroon's brightest gymnastics stars, was rehearsing on the uneven bars. She had already competed at major continental events, inspiring countless younger athletes. But mid-routine, something went horribly wrong. Severine lost control and fell, landing badly. Catastrophic neck fracture. Medical teams rushed her into surgery. For a moment, hope flickered. She regained consciousness, even managed to wish her teammates luck for upcoming competitions. Then, in a cruel twist, her condition worsened. Despite the best medical care, Severine passed away days later. Her story is a harsh reminder. Even elite athletes, the most skilled and disciplined, are still vulnerable to one single mistake in a split second. Nua Yen Minshid, Vietnam, 2023 to 2024. And just when you think modern facilities make things safe, Vietnam's National Sports Training Center, early 2023. 18-year-old Nguyen Minh Shid, a rising star, was practicing a double backflip into a foam pit, a skill he had drilled countless times. But one misjudged rotation changed everything. Nua landed head first, his neck snapping instantly. Paralyzed from the shoulders down, he was rushed through multiple hospitals across Hanoi. The next 6 months were a grueling blur of surgeries, intensive care, and unrelenting pain. Every procedure brought hope, yet his body couldn't recover. On May 9, 2024, after half a year of fighting, Nua passed away. His tragedy underscores a painful truth. Even with modern equipment, elite coaching, and rigorous training, gymnastics carries risks that no amount of preparation can fully erase. Nufal Takadir Albary, Russia, 2025. And here's another heartbreak from the high bar. September 13, 2025, in Penza, Russia. 19-year-old Indonesian gymnast Nufal Takadir Albary was at a pre-Worlds training camp, warming up on the high bar for a difficult release and dismounting into a foam pit. The early swings looked clean, the rhythm perfect. But when he launched for the attempt, something went horribly wrong. He missed the catch and came down at a compromised angle, head first. Coaches rushed in, stabilizing him, and he was flown to Gazarakar Hospital. Catastrophic cervical trauma left his chances of survival hanging by a thread. For 12 days, doctors fought tirelessly, but on September 25, 2025, Nufal passed away. Even in controlled, state-of-the-art training environments, the danger is real. One single error can turn a promising career into tragedy in an instant. Jordan Bond, Knoxville, USA, 2004. And sometimes danger lies just beneath your feet. January 17, 2004, at the Knoxville Convention Center, one of the largest trampoline and tumbling events in the U.S., the Flip Fest Invitational. 15-year-old Jordan Bond, a rising trampolinist from Ohio, was ready to showcase his skill after competing in synchronized trampoline the day before. He began his individual routine, bouncing higher and higher, eyes focused, body tight. Then mid-routine, momentum slipped away. Jordan veered toward the edge and, before anyone could react, fell off the trampoline entirely, landing on unprotected concrete. The crowd gasped, officials and spotters rushed, and paramedics worked frantically. Despite immediate care, Jordan sustained massive head and neck trauma. 2 days later, he passed away. His death sparked lawsuits against Premier Athletics and USA Gymnastics, forcing stricter safety protocols, padded competition zones, qualified supervision, and renewed focus on protecting young athletes. Chris Fordham, Wales, 2006. And here's a case that proves even the most experienced aren't immune. February 18, 2006, at the Jumpers Rebound Center in Gillingham, Kent. Chris Fordham, 23, a top double mini trampoline athlete from Wales, was in peak form, preparing for the European Championship trials. During a regular training session, his first dismount went slightly off balance, but Chris was determined to perfect it. He climbed back onto the trampoline for another attempt. Then, as he launched into a backward somersault, he misjudged his takeoff completely. Instead of landing on the crash mat, he overshot it by about 2 meters and slammed onto the floor. Rushed to the hospital and placed on life support, Chris never regained consciousness. 9 days later, his family made the heartbreaking decision to withdraw support. It's a stark reminder. In gymnastics, the line between mastery and disaster is thinner than anyone can imagine. Victoria Balandina, Russia, 2025. And sometimes danger isn't in a gym at all. May 17, 2025, inside the Magnitogorsk State Circus in Russia. 22-year-old Victoria Balandina, a former gymnast with years of competitive experience, was rehearsing on the massive rotating Wheel of Death, completely without a safety harness. Victoria had trained tirelessly and even earned medals regionally, But this was a new apparatus, and the rehearsal was her first full attempt. As the wheel spun faster, she lost her footing. Within seconds, she plunged 4 meters to the arena floor. Paramedics arrived, but the impact caused fatal head and spinal injuries. Victoria died en route to the hospital. The investigation revealed glaring safety violations, illegal rehearsals, missing safety documentation, and a lack of oversight. Her story underlines a chilling truth. Outside regulated sports facilities, even elite athletes face dangers that are nearly impossible to guard against. Tyler Sabapathy, Philadelphia, 2025. And here's a story that hits close to the streets. On January 26, 2025, Philadelphia was alive with celebration. The Eagles had just won the NFC Championship, and thousands of fans were climbing light poles in the city, a long-standing but risky tradition. Among them was 18-year-old Tyler Sabapathy, a Temple University freshman and accomplished gymnast from Toronto. Confident and agile, Tyler moved effortlessly, scaling a greased metal pole with the poise of someone who had spent years in gyms mastering control and balance. But just one slip changed everything. His hands lost grip, and he fell backward from an estimated 8 meters, crashing onto the concrete below. Paramedics rushed him to Jefferson Hospital, but despite intensive care, Tyler passed away 2 days later. It's a sobering reminder that accidents don't only happen on mats or bars. Sometimes, even outside the gym, the body's limits can be brutally unforgiving. Gymnastics may dazzle with elegance, but these tragic deaths remind us how unforgiving the sport can be. Even elite talent cannot escape one misstep. Safety measures save lives, but the pursuit of perfection always carries risk. Which of these accidents shocked you the most? Share your thoughts below.